Yes, crew, welcome back to the channel. Today we are out with Ady Smith, Betta Experience Day. Check this out. I'm just here with Andrew Gammon. Andrew's just spotted where it is we're meant to be, just over there. He says it looks absolutely sick. I can't really see because it's out of his window. And it's like the place where we're actually going to be meeting Ady Smith. We're also going to be meeting Paul Daly Smith for Enduro Tires.com. We've also got the main man behind us, Joe Carl. How's it going, bro? We all good?
Yeah, man. Have a blast on the Betta today.
Blast, that's the one. Blast on the Betta today. Yes. Yeah. This looks mega, man. Proper setup here.
Line up a spanking bike.
What are you saying, Joe?
Yeah,
we're
good, man. Let's go.
Let's do this. So we're here today with Ady Smith. Tell us your setup.
Right, so basically our setup is we're sponsored by John Lampkin, who's the Betta importer. We've got 7 different Bettas, so pretty much the full range of Bettas. We've got the X Trainer, the X Pro and the RR Racing models. But we also run the electric bikes as well, so we run the Stark Varges. So we've got 4 Stark Varges, we've got 2 of the new Enduro models, which this is brand new today, never ever been run.
So is this the full Enduro spec?
Yeah, this is a full Enduro spec.
So this is the first time I've ever seen one of these ones?
Yeah, so it's never been used before. It's just done a lap around this field.
Really?
Well, not even a lap, yeah.
Today?
Yeah, this morning. So it's brand fire new. They come with mousses, so you can spec them with Michelin tyres or Metzler tyres, mousses or tubes. This is the 80 horsepower model. Similar suspension to the motocross. It's got KYB proper stuff, but it's softer. Steering geometry is different to the motocross bike, and also the battery is different as well. Apologies for this, guys. Rushing building it up last night. I forgot the cover, the rubber cover, so we've just cable tied that.
In place. This is the Stark phone though, this is not your own phone.
No, so this is a Stark phone. You get the Stark phone, you get a battery charger, which is the bike stand, and
yeah, I like that there. That's not just black. I thought that's got like a fancy marble effect on, hasn't it?
It does, yeah. It's lovely.
Beautiful, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a lovely little finish, that touch.
So on the new Enduro model, you've got a different console here, because obviously you've got your high and low beam, you've got your horn, you've got your indicators, that's your on and off switch, and those are your 5 different maps. You've also got reverse, the same as the motocross model, and a crawler, so that when you're putting the bike away at the end of the day into the van, it's not going to fire forward through the bulkhead. So yeah, as I say, this bike arrived yesterday. It was all hands on deck trying to get it ready, charged up, built up. So today will be the first time it's been run. So we know what the motocross bikes are like, because we've had them for probably 8 months now. We've got 2 Alpha 80 motocross bikes, but this is the first Enduro one that I will have ridden, and I don't know if there's any more about yet. I think they're coming in any time now, actually.
So Ady, we've got an array of Bettas here, mate. This absolutely looks mega. Tell us a story in relation to what you've actually got prepared for us today then.
So if you come over this way, your customer or my customer, he wanted the 300X Pro. So we've got a 300X Pro, which is obviously the Autolube version and different suspension. We've got a 390 RR Racing.
This is a 394 stroke, right?
Yeah, 394 stroke RR Racing, that one.
Right.
This is my bike. Well, it's not my bike, it belongs to John Lampkin, but I like to keep this one to myself. This is a 300.
This is a 300. Well, what's the difference? This is because this is the RR model, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that one is the
X Pro.
X Pro. Is that more like an X Trainer type thing?
It's more of a hard enduro bike, softer suspension, and it's got an Autolube. So if you want to go trail riding, do big distances, that's a better bike than the RR Racing. The RR Racing is what it is. It's a race bike, stiffer suspension, KYB suspension again. Top quality stuff. So if you're going to go racing, Air and Hounds, time card enduros, the RR Racing, if you're fun riding, trail riding, hard enduro, the X Pro.
The X Pro is a little bit more comfortable and
Just, yeah, with it having the auto lube, you can do a bit more road work with it. Just
Yeah.
putting neat fuel in, obviously, when you stop for fuel. If your mates have all got
oh, you said,
four-stroke.
so the auto load is basically your two-stroke pre-mix. It mixes itself. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Rather than these the RRs, you'd have to.
These are pre-mix.
Yeah.
And then we've got the 200 RR Racing.
This is another one that I'm looking forward to having a go at. The lighter version of all the three bikes, is it not? Would you know what this is weighing in at?
I don't know exactly, but the 125 and the 200, it's the same frame, exactly the same frame, same size, same bottom end, just obviously a bigger cylinder, different stroke. I love this bike, and
this is the 200.
So this is the 200 RR Racing. Yeah, I absolutely love it.
It is an absolute beautiful
because
looking
it
bike.
revs to as much as it wanted to rev, and I don't know, it's just so light and flickable, and if you're not too big like myself, it's a great bike. But there's no denying that the 300 RR Racing with a carburettor, it's the carburettor that's the thing. That's I still feel that you can't beat a carburettor for the feel through the throttle back to the back tyre. Obviously you got Billy and them guys and Manny, who are the best in the world. They'll ride anything. But I think for your average guy, having a bike with a carburettor is the way to go, and you can fix them, can't you? You don't have to take them to a dealer and have them plugged in.
Right.
Then we've got the X Trainer, which is like the entry level. So the X Pro, X Trainer and RR Racing is pretty much the same engine, 300cc. This is Ian's bike. I guess that his jet washers stopped working. Again, lovely bike. They are the same seat height as the RR and the X Pro, but they actually feel smaller because they're softly sprung. So when you sit on these, they sit down really good, and they're narrow, very narrow here as well. So if you're a bit smaller, a bit shorter in the leg, and you don't want to race, great trail riding bike. You can get a bigger tank for these as well. We don't use them on the schools because they're adequate, but I have seen them with a bigger tank.
That, isn't it? Is that? Yeah, it's pretty small, that, isn't it? To be fair.
Yeah, but this is Ian's own bike. He's when we changed to Bettas, Ian rode all the bikes. Ian works for me. He rode all the bikes, and he fell in love with this, so he actually bought one. So that's his bike. We also have a 350 X Pro at home. We have a 125 as well. So we've got pretty much the full lineup of Bettas. They're all 2025s, and we're just going to hang on to these now till the 26th.
So how does it work in relation to what do you offer people to come on the Betta Experience Day to ride any bike they want?
Yeah, well, it's a two-way thing. At the moment, the enduro scene's booming, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know that because you've been to all the events. People are road bike riders, middle-aged guys are probably wanting to have a go at this. So what I do is it's an introduction to enduro riding, but also if you want to try a Betta on the same day, you can do. So the idea is a collaboration with myself and John Lampkin at Betta UK. Is that I have the full range. I do these days throughout the year. We've got here Wales, we've got Matlock 1 and Matlock 2, and we've got Bristol. So I travel around the country in a lorry with all the bikes, with all the Bettas and the Starks. So anybody that comes on my day, they can choose what bike they want to ride it whenever they want, swap and change. So if we have, let's say, 8 riders come on our days and we have 8 bikes, throughout the day, those 8 riders could swap. So you can try a 4-stroke, a 2-stroke, a big bike, a little bike, or a Stark. Yeah, that's it. I mean, so for somebody like myself, who is, I've got a 4-stroke, and I know that I 100% need a 2-stroke. But in relation to what 2-stroke do I go for, I could come to Ady Smith's Betta Experience Day. I could ride a 200, all these different spec 2-strokes that he's got, and see which actually suits me. And if I gel with one, then it's just a case then going back to a dealership, getting the bike, and then the aim of the game is I'm not wasting money then.
theoretically.
Exactly, yeah. So our prices are, they range. The most expensive is 300 quid. That's for a one-to-one private day.
Yep.
So if you decide you want a private day because you're a little bit embarrassed or not sure about joining with other people, you get 2 bikes.
Yeah.
If you and a mate come, that's a 2-to-1. I'll bring any 3 bikes of your choice.
Yeah.
If 3 of you come, I'll bring 4 bikes because I need a bike to ride, obviously.
Yeah.
So the idea is we can do these days and you choose what bike you want, when you want, ride it, and hopefully go to a Betta dealer and buy a bike off the back of it, or obviously a Stark.
Or they might go to an actual Betta dealership and then be and ahhing, and the Betta dealership can offer your services in relation to, well, if you don't know if you want a 4-stroke or a 2-stroke, it's kind of it's a no-brainer, really, isn't it? To come and have a ride with you, to be able to perfect what it is that we're going to buy, so you're not wasting any money. Yeah. Because the last thing you want to do is go out there and buy a brand new bike and that bike not be the right bike for you. Is that right? Yeah,
that's correct. Yeah. All of my days, I started this business in 2003. Yeah. So we're talking 22 years now. Yeah. On all of my days, there is tuition. It's not the type of day where you just come, get on the bikes and
ride it.
Every day I do, I'm on
right.
that day and I do tuition from total beginner off-road riders to expert riders. So like today, we're going to go out, we're going to start riding. If you guys want any technique, ask, but I'll give it you anyway. And at any point, if we're doing a hill, you can try it on a couple of different bikes.
Yeah, I suppose to see if that suits you.
The idea is really to get people to come along, have a day and try all the Bettas, and hopefully go and buy a Betta off the back of it. Or if they're coming to try the Starks, same thing. Go and buy a Stark from a Stark dealer.
Yeah. So this is EnduroTires.com, who also sponsor the Ady Smith training days.
Yeah, so basically my deal is I've been with Michelin since 1989. Yeah. So, but I do a lot with Paul, with Mooses, and you know, I buy other products off Paul, but I'm direct with Michelin UK.
All right, we're getting ready to rock and roll. There it is. So I'm just here with Paul Daly Smith from EnduroTires.com. How's it going, bro?
Hi mate, you alright?
Are you alright, bro? Yeah?
Yes, thank you, yeah.
So what are you riding today?
I'm going to go on this Betta.
And is this a 200 or a 300?
390.
Oh, is this the 394 stroke that you're riding? Yeah. You've actually got a Betta 300, haven't you?
Betta 200.
Oh, do you ride a Betta 200, do you?
Yes, which your mate's riding now.
Oh, see, right.
Yeah, he's on that now.
And what do you normally use that for?
For doing extremes.
Extreme enduro. So
yeah.
you've probably seen Paul dotted around some of my vlogs that I've been doing of some of the extreme enduro, and you're doing really well at the moment, are you?
Yeah, going well, yeah.
And do you find that you're progressing as well as a rider as well?
Yeah.
So your times are getting better and you're feeling more comfortable on the bike. So you're having to go to four stroke today?
4-stroke today, 390.
And you're a 394 stroke, and you have a 4-stroke already, don't you?
310 Fantic.
He's got a 310 Fantic, and today you get to see what the difference is between your 310 Fantic and the Betta 390. Yeah. So Paul's going to have a good day checking that out. Yes. Nice one. Right, so I'm going to be riding the...
That's your start button.
Kill switch, start button there on the right hand side. This is the 200 2-stroke. I've been dying to have a go one of these for a while. I'm not going to lie. I hope I'm impressed. I hope I'm going to be impressed. It feels quite nice. Right, we're all ready to roll. What a place.
So what we do, we lead the riders up here just to show them the view, this beautiful view.
It is absolutely spectacular, isn't it?
Just gets them in the mood for what's in store. So to get up here, we just do easy tracks and trails, and then we're going to go over there and do some training just over the other side.
Just to the other side of that hill, just up there. Yeah, man. so we're just going around checking out some of the land, cutting around, just getting used to the bikes. Beautiful and nimble, that. Yo, I'm in love already.
Basically where the yellow vegetation is there, everything to the left of that, all the way round to here, everything there is ours. You can see where we ride.
So Ady's just explaining that on here he normally rides all the way from that yellow vegetation all the way across there, but it's lambing season right now, right?
Yeah, so we're not allowed back here, so we start our schools here mid-May. So we're just staying on one side of the farm today where there's no sheep or no lambs. So guys, what we do with our customers, the first thing we do, we always come up here and we do some slow speed technique. You know? So this is two things. This is standing position, throttle and clutch control. Now when you stood on the bike, you want to get your knees behind the foot pegs. A lot of riders stand on the bike like this with the legs bent. Before long, your legs are getting tired, really tired. But as soon as you straighten your legs, get your knees behind the foot pegs, you're not using no muscle. So if I can borrow this one, it's got no hand guards on it. We use these for demos. Yeah. If you're going to go anti-clockwise, put all your weight on the right peg, because if you stall it, you need your left leg to put down. So all you're trying to do is go round in a perfect circle on full lock.
Oh, as slow as you can. Yeah.
So we're just practicing clutch and throttle control at the minute.
Stand up. Just stand up. Try and get your legs straight. Get your knees back.
Yeah.
When you were standing then, your legs was very, very bent.
Yeah.
So if you bend your legs forward now, just bring them forward a bit more. Tell me how long it is before your legs start burning.
Yeah.
And then get your knees back, all the pain goes away.
I'll try to keep balance with that though.
So just try and keep your legs as straight as you can.
Yeah.
Because that's natural standing in that. Right. If you was waiting for a taxi, you wouldn't stand there like that.
Yeah.
Tell who's got trial skills.
Hey?
Tell who's done trials bike before and who aren't.
Alright, so it's my turn to have a little blast. Second gear or first gear?
What you on?
200. Oh, a little dab there. Oh, another little dab there. So it is a case of getting that balance right. Practicing. Practice makes perfect. Oh. I do find my balance. I nearly dropped his bike. I'm back on him, alright.
Guys, just a few pointers. Obviously, most of the guys that come on our days are road riders, first time off-road. And what we find is if we pulled up on a cambered hill like this, we very often have guys putting the wrong feet down, and if they're short in the leg, they can topple down the hill and take the other riders with them. Me and you both. So whenever you're stopping on the side of a hill, on a cambered hill, if another rider's stopped, always go at least 5 foot below him, and then the next rider 5 foot below him, but never stop and park your bike above a rider that's already stopped, because if you hit the brake and the wheel slides, you'll go down, you'll land on him, he'll land on him, and so on and so forth. When you're going across a cambered bank, think of it, if you had to stop, which foot would you put down? And it would be the one nearest to the top of the hill, because it's too far to reach down there. By the time you've got your foot down there, you've toppled over and gone over. So if you were sitting down going across the camber, have your left leg out and forward, but press a bit of weight onto the downward peg. And if you're standing, put all your weight on the downward peg and rest your leg nearest to the top of the hill lightly on the peg in case you need to have a dab. Okay. So guys, when you sat on the bike, road riders generally sit too far back to start off with. They sit like this. They lean forward and sit back. You want to get your weight forward on the seat and your shoulders back. So get your weight forward, shoulders back, and keep your arms up. Now, in Enduro, a lot of the time, we have special tests. And a special test could be a flat field marked out with pegs. Whereas a motocross track, on every corner, you're going to have a rut round the inside and a big berm round the outside. So the techniques are different. When the Enduro track gets rutted up, then you will ride like a motocross style. But generally speaking, if you was an early number, you was one of the first onto a special test, you'd be riding this grass here. It could be raining, could be very slippy. So what you tend to do is, you need to try and lean the bike over, but keep your body upright. Stick your foot forward, so if you're turning right, put your right foot forward, and you lean the bike and try and keep your body vertical to the ground. So with an enduro tyre, if you had a motocross bike there and an enduro bike with an enduro tyre, motocross tyre, you'll notice a motocross tyre is very flat across the top and then very aggressive on the corners. An enduro tyre is round. So when you're leaning the bike over on a flat grassy corner, an enduro tyre is far superior to a motocross tyre. So bear that in mind if you ever go and do a hare and hound and you can choose whatever tyres you want. If it's optional, don't always go for a motocross tyre, because if you've got a venue where you've got adverse cambers through the woods, flat grassy tests, an enduro tyre, because of its round profile, will always grip better than a motocross tyre. So motocross tyre is designed to give you maximum grip off the start, and then every corner you're in a rut or a berm.
Yeah.
So flat corner technique, lean the bike, keep your body upright, get your elbow up in the air, keep your finger on the clutch, because as you go around the corner, whatever you do with the right hand has a big effect with grip at the back wheel. I'll show you. So what we do, we start at the top and we basically zigzag across the field and work our way down, so you can get the feel of a left corner and a right corner and a left corner. So when you're doing your braking, always do your braking while the bike is still vertical, and then just about when you're about to lean it into the corner, off your brakes, get it leaned over, and if you're doing it properly, you'll feel that the corner of the seat is up the crack of your arse.
Yeah, yeah.
So your body's still vertical.
Yeah,
So that's what you want to achieve. As I say, an enduro tyre, the profile's round for that reason, because 1 minute when we go through the trees there, you're on a camber with tree roots on. Whereas a motocross tyre wouldn't grip, it just keep breaking traction.
Having a race, man. Yes, yes.
He's not quick enough.
What's that, Joe?
So I've got a 250 TPI, bear in mind it is remapped.
Husqvarna.
Yeah. I just feel it's a bit underpowered, the 200 for me.
Yeah, so you're on the 200 two-stroke, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah. It's a little bit underpowered, but it's alright once you keep revs up. It's not good for racing like that. I got a good start and they all left me.
You got a good start and they all left you?
Yeah, there's no power.
Yeah. So Joe's just having a go at a 4-stroke.
Don't rev it.
So I'm just here with Andrew. Andrew, you're riding the 300X Pro.
Yeah,
What
man.
we saying? You just had a bit of a drag race.
Got beaten.
You got your ass kicked.
I got peppered with shit all in my mouth, man.
You got no goggles on or anything, have you? Yeah. I've just had a little bit of a blast of the 394 stroke. What are we saying, bro?
It's not for me, to be honest. I'm a 2-stroke guy, but it's alright. Suspension's nice and smooth. Power, it's alright.
Is it a bit twitchy? I think you were saying there's a little bit too much torque there. So
Yeah, you get a lot of engine pull as well when you're braking, don't you?
Right, right.
But when you ease off, you get a lot of engine pull.
When you engine braking, when you ease off the accelerator, it does pull you back slightly.
A lot quicker than a 2-stroke would.
And that's obviously getting used to the benefits of that, because obviously there's a benefit with that on certain rides. But it is, and that's the aim of the game, isn't it? To be able to come and go 2-stroke, 4-stroke, what suits you, 300, 200. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And obviously being able to jump off one bike onto another. Do you think sometimes it's a different ball game when you just come off of you came off a 200 to jump straight on this, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah.
So that in itself will be a massive difference.
Yeah, totally different.
And if you get comfortable on a 200 Betta, then jumping onto the 390 this is, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Betta. Then obviously straight away you're going to find the bits you don't like are going to stand out real quick, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I've never been a 4-stroke fan anyway to myself, but I don't mind them. I suppose they've got the benefits, haven't they? I'll tell you what I did notice, this went up that hill with rocks on a lot easier.
Okay.
Than a 2-stroke.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
the 200 is a bit underpowered.
The 200 is underpowered.
Yeah, and obviously I'm not used to that.
Do you think there is between the 200 and the 250 then?
Well, I
of
can tell the difference
250
on mine,
Husqvarna, there's a big
mine's
difference.
Been remapped on it, so
yeah.
I don't know, but I can tell the difference. Big difference.
Have you had to go the 300 yet?
No.
So let's get your ass on a 300.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's see what
they're saying.
Yeah, man.
Video here.
Yes, yes! Oh, she's cut out of me again. And it won't bump neither. For some reason. Let's try bump it. Oh yes, it did bump it. I've just been speaking to Ady in relation to why I'm stalling it going down a hill.
Yeah, because you normally ride a 4-stroke, do you?
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah, well with a 4-stroke, they tend to have a higher tick over. Whereas the 2-stroke, particularly my 2-strokes, I turn the tick overs right down on them. But if we have a customer that is really struggling and stalls it, I can turn the tick over up with a screwdriver. But generally speaking, I personally don't like a tick over. I'll just pull my clutch in, going down the hill and use the front and rear brake.
So normally I'm used to using the clutch out, using the engine braking to slow me down. And if it's on the 2-stroke, completely different because your clutch needs to be in and using your brakes.
Yeah.
Theoretically.
Yeah. I ride the 2-stroke and the 4-stroke the same. If I'm going down a hill, I pull the clutch in.
And use your brakes.
I never use any engine braking.
Right, I see.
Because if, let's say, if the hill is that steep and you're in first gear going down, you've got to keep the back wheel rotating subject to the speed that you're going down.
That's correct.
So if you all of a sudden you pick up a lot of speed and the back wheel is only going around that speed in first gear, it's the same as having too much rear brake on.
Yeah.
So if you pull your clutch in, don't use any engine braking, just get used to the feel of the front and the rear brake.
Yeah.
You'd not have a problem. But I also know people that have gone down a hill on a 4-stroke, clutch out, and they touch the rear brake and it stalls the engine.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Too much rear brake will lock the back wheel, that stalls the engine, then the bike speeds up and runs away
I was struggling to bump it as well a little bit, but then the last time I did it, it bumped perfectly. So I don't know why actually I thought, oh, you can't bump it, because I know 4-strokes are quite hard to bump, some of them.
Yeah.
But it did bump at the end of it.
Well, you have got electric start button to press.
Yeah, I know, but it's just in my hand to find out where it is. I'm like, I don't want to let go of handlebars. Yeah, nice one. So that's cool. That's a little bit of an answer there in relation to the question that I had when I was riding and it was stalling as I was going down the hill, and it's literally generally because I'm used to riding a 4-stroke. But yeah, it is an absolute next level bike, and just on that a little bit there on its own, it doesn't scare me, it doesn't want to rip my arms off, which I will kind of expect it to be wanting to pull me off. But I think it's quite forgiving as well, being the 200. I am going to have a check out on the 300 again. I'm not ridden the 300 yet, but I will have a check out of the 300 and see if that scares me too much, because I feel comfortable in this and I can ride it at a faster pace because I'm not scared of it, which I think is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, definitely. The next section where we're going to be doing a little bit of clutch control. Says Andy, a couple of lads having a little dig of some hills. Yeah. Absolutely, almost effortless. Absolutely effortless. That's it, keep my clutch in. That's it, yeah. Keep my clutch in, use the brakes. Yeah.
Don't want to sound condescending, but I'm trying to explain to these guys from a beginner's perspective how to go down a hill and what to do. So when you're practicing, are you?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. If you're really not very confident in going down hills, what you want to do is find a hill where you've got loads of runoff. So if it all goes pear-shaped, not a problem. But try and make it so that you can come down the hill and stop somewhere and turn across it. Because it'd be all right coming down here with a massive runoff. You're not ever going to get any better on your braking. So try and convince yourself that let's say here where this stick is, you've got a barbed wire fence there.
Yeah.
You're going to come down there and control the bike and turn before you get there, or you're in the fence. So that's what you want to practice. Now when you're coming down a hill, always look for your escape route before you take off. It's the worst case scenario, the bike, the wheels lock, front wheel locks, back wheel lock. It wouldn't happen today because it's so dry and grippy, but in the winter you'll have both your wheels locked and you can't slow the bike down. So the only thing you can do is let your brakes off and ride across the camber. Just let them off and ride out of it. So as you come down here, ride across, the bike will slow down by itself. Whereas if it's still pointing directly down the hill, you're gonna have problems. So the other day we came down here, we was braking here, and we was going up here with as least run up as possible. Yep. So when you're going up an obstacle like this, it's all about momentum and what you do before you get to it. Because if you crawl onto there and try to accelerate on the rocks, again today it's so dry you will still get up. If you've got a good tyre and a nice soft mousse, the bike will crawl up there anyway. But it isn't always like that. So if it was raining today, that'll be slippy. So the idea is get your run up, and then just as you get onto the rocks, just ease the power off, close the throttle a little bit until your back tyre is onto the grass, and then you can put the throttle back on.
So we're starting like here,
what you do, just keep making it shorter and shorter and shorter, so you're practicing no run up. Yeah. So I'll do a demo and then you can have a go. So your first few laps, come round there, go up, and then just try and see how far up the hill you can try and get up here. So you're turning and trying to get up with no run up. And what it does, it makes you understand about the biting point of the clutch and the throttle and the back tyre all working together. So when you're coming down a hill, always look for an escape route. So if my wheel's locked up now, what I could do is let my brakes off and just turn across the hill. Okay. Now this slippy rock here, what you want to do is get some speed up before it, roll the throttle off when you're on the slippiest part of the rock, and then reapply on the grass. Then reapply the throttle once you're over the slippy part of the hill. So on the approach to the top of the hill, pull your clutch in all the way. So I'm using about 60% front brake, 40% rear brake. Look where you're going, plan your route. Just try and keep your speed, keep your wheels turning. A bit of throttle, off on the rocks, and then back on afterwards.
Alright, so this is Joe's chance to get on the 300 X Pro. So it's not an RR, so it's not going to be as tasty as the RRs, which we'll have a go at in a bit. But you've just come off of the 200, and let's have a go at the X Pro 300. See what you think. Yeah, chilling. This is well better. So I've just found out that this bike that I'm on now is actually EnduroTires.com's bike, which is Paul's, and he's obviously set the suspension up differently. It is completely different. I actually thought it was cutting around on a 300, not a 200. But this is what Paul uses for his extreme riding. The 200. All right, a little bit of off camera here. I'm on Paul's bike now. There's me back end a little bit. Come on, baby. Yeah, it doesn't half conk out on you.
So, if you're fairly new to the sport, one of the biggest problems you'll have is understanding the grip. So a good thing to practice is trying to find a hill where you've got a rut and imagine that somebody's stuck in the rut and they ain't going to move because they're tired. So you've got to look for a line a different way around. Now, you've got to do a couple of things. One is put your weight at the back of the seat, get your weight directly over the rear axle, and what that will do, that'll push all the weight down onto the back tyre. Clutch, don't let it all the way out, just feather it. Let the clutch halfway out until the bike starts to move forward. When it moves forward, as it's moving forward, keep your fingers on the clutch where it is. If you let the clutch fully out, you're depending purely on throttle control for the grip. So it's a case of let the clutch out just enough, open the throttle just enough, and keep that them clutch fingers there, and you'll hear the bike, it'll pull. So the idea is, imagine somebody's stuck in this rut here, you're going to go round them, and try if you can not to wheel spin.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so the end of the game here is to literally try and crawl up first gear, weight over the back seat. Look at that. It's just going. Absolute no drama. Yo. Mega. Now this is Enduro Tires.com's bike, so it's definitely going to have a good set of tyres on. We know that for a start. It's a lot harder to ride though. The suspension's a lot harder. I don't know if it's set up for his weight. It will be, obviously. Much harder. All right, this is what I would call an extreme section. My Yashishku extreme section. Because to most people, but they'll probably tackle this no drama. But I'm going to try and tool up it. I'm going to do it. Here he says, and keep your weight on the back. Oh. And I thought at that point there, I'm going to probably flip it. We don't want to be flipping. We don't want to flip Thingy's bike. I've dropped it though. I'll let him beat me up there. So I needed to hit that with a more pace, a bit more power, and then it'd have been all right. But I thought I'd try it slow, and that's pretty much why I fucked it up. Let's face it. No, harder.
There's too much rebound up front.
I like it soft like that at the moment.
No, it's not soft, there's too much rebound.
We got Andy there on the electric. Go on, lad.
The thing is for us, you know our Matlock venue, in May it turns into a caravan and campsite, so you can't use it. No. It's annoying.
What are you saying, Paul?
Mega.
Nice evening, eh?
Yeah, lovely.
Where would you want to be else rather than here?
Here.
Right now?
Right now.
How long did it take you to get here?
4 hours.
4 hour drive, well worth it.
Well worth
The
it.
views are absolutely mega.
Yeah.
So you're one of Ady Smith's main sponsors, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
EnduroTires.com.
And Michelin.
And Michelin.
And Michelin, yeah.
Yeah,
For
that's
his
it.
school for the tyres, yeah.
And you support him with the tyres that he uses
Yeah.
during
And
the...
then all his customers, he directs them to me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's good. And have you been on one of these days with him before?
No.
So it's your first time you've actually ridden like this,
Yeah.
where he's actually training people.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
have you obviously you're quite an experienced rider,
Yeah.
doing extreme enduros, and obviously you doing it. What did you do the other day?
British time card enduros, and I do a bit of everything.
You do a bit of everything, don't
Everything,
you? What do you prefer out of a lot of them?
Extreme and British.
Yeah. Yeah, because you did a time card the other week with Edge Enduro, didn't you?
Yeah.
For the first time.
Yeah.
And you had some fun there, a little bit different for the extreme races, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So have you learned anything today from Ady? Obviously, even though you're at your level of riding, are you still picking up tips?
Yeah, still picking up tips, yeah. Just the little things like you're just showing us then, tight circles, get your legs straight like that. It's just
Body
on the
positioning,
corner,
isn't
just
it?
reminding you what the cornering is.
Because sometimes you forget your basics, all right?
Yeah, yeah.
And you go back to how you think you should ride.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
sometimes getting taught by the pros that just keeps you back on edge again, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man. Nice one. Yeah. All right, Ady, so the lads are just having a little final play, and it's been an absolute mega day so far. How have you found today?
Any excuse to come and ride here. You know, been riding bikes all my life, and this is it's just such a good place. It's got everything here, everything you want. I mean, we've only really scraped the barrel a little bit today because obviously with the lambs we're not allowed to go over there, but even the bit we've been playing on here today, it's got pretty much everything here.
Yeah, it literally has got pretty much everything you need.
Yeah.
And to say that you've got even more than what we've already seen, you know, it just entices you that you'd want to come back here and play even more, isn't it?
What we've rode today is probably only a quarter of what we've got at this venue.
Yeah.
So, but for me, today was about trying the new Stark Varge, the Enduro one. Obviously, we know what the motocross ones are like because we've been using them for probably 8 months, and they're good. But this one is just, it's blown me away. It steers different to the motocross ones. It feels lower at the back. The suspension's obviously a lot softer.
Yeah.
It's probably the same suspension as what's in the Betta RR Racings. It's KYB stuff. But all the lads who've rode it today have really, really liked it.
Yeah, 100%. And I think also with the mixture of beaters that you've got as well, has given a good clarification of what you would really want if you were going to go out there then and buy yourself a brand new bike.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't got every beater.
No.
But we've got most of the popular ones.
Most of the popular ones,
We've got a 125, we've got a 200, we've got a 300 RR Racing, 300 X Pro, 300 X Trainer, a 350 X Pro, 390 RR Racing. So that's pretty much covered everything.
Yeah.
In this country, I personally don't believe you need anything much bigger.
So do you ask the people that are interested in your experience days, what are they wanting to get out of it, and then cater to their needs in relation to what bike you would then bring with you?
Yeah, well, we bring all the bikes anyway. So when we come to this Welsh venue, we always turn up in a lorry and we bring all our bikes.
Yeah.
So we'll have probably 10 bikes with the Starks and the Bettas. And basically, if we have 10 customers, we take 10 bikes out and the customers can swap between themselves. So if they're fairly switched on and quick, they'll be able to make sure they ride all 10 different bikes. So from the 125 up to a 390 Betta, and obviously the Starks as well. So they'll get the chance to ride all the bikes.
And when does this venue actually open up for you fully then?
So mid-May every year. It opens up, and then we stop on the 18th of December.
And if people want to find you, what do they need to do? How do they find you?
Look on the website, or just Google Ady Smith Off-Road Experience, Ady Smith Enduro Experience, and that will get to us. And we also do small days as well. So January, February, March and April, we do small groups at our Matlock 1, Matlock 2 venue.
Yeah.
Once we get going into May, we've got here and we've got Bristol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you cater all the way through the year?
Yeah, I don't stop at all.
Yeah.
The only thing that stops us is the snow, obviously,
Yeah.
and ice. We'll never run when the ground's frozen or when there's snow on the ground for obvious
And it's
reasons.
Wednesday today, but obviously you do midweek, but you do every day through the week, and you can also do cater for weekends as well. Is that correct?
Yeah, we can do any day in the week. We wouldn't do every day because it'd probably kill me.
Yeah.
But yeah, if the phone rings, if there's a couple of lads once a day, I can bring 3 bikes. If
Yeah.
3 lads want a private day, I'll bring 4 bikes.
Yeah.
Any bikes.
And you were saying a little bit earlier in relation to if you had 10 people more wanting to train from you, how much does that work out at?
So anything above 6 riders, it's 245. So
Yeah.
245 gets you the bikes, the kit, fuel, everything. The only thing we don't supply is food and drink.
Yeah. So bring your own drink, bring your own food with you.
Yeah.
You stop at dinner. You stop for dinner anyway down
Yeah. so
where the bikes are.
we arrive at 9:30.
Yeah.
Everybody's signed on and kitted up at 10, and then we'll generally ride till dinner. But if it's a red hot day, middle of summer, and people are getting tired, obviously we'll have more breaks.
And do you need a license?
No license needed because we don't go on roads.
It's all off road. And
All
do you even need to be able to ride? That's the what levels do you cater for?
Yeah, so on our off-road experience days, and all the dates are on the website, you must be a competent motorbike rider.
Yeah.
So somebody that's never rode a bike, these are not days for you.
Yeah.
But I do cater for people that have never ridden a bike on purely private days
Yeah.
with them. So we do parent and child days. So if the kid's never rode a bike before, I've got a selection of kids' bikes starting 10 years of age and upwards.
Yeah.
We've got 65, 85 2-strokes. We've got the 125 CRFs, and then we're on to the bigger bikes.
Yeah.
So we can take 2 people that have never ever ridden a bike ever in their life privately on a private day.
Yes.
But if you're wanting to join on and particularly come to this venue or Bristol,
Yes.
you must be able to
Because
ride
this is
a
a
motorbike.
much it's a much more technical venue,
Yeah.
this, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's one of your and even for the higher extreme riders.
I don't do anything for extreme riders. All my stuff is just normal enduro type going.
Yeah.
I've never done extreme enduros myself.
Yes.
So it's not my speciality.
Yeah.
You know, you've got people like Paul Bolton who does extreme
extreme
enduro
stuff.
schools. Yeah. I do enduro experience days and enduro training schools, but nothing extreme.
Yeah.
The stuff we do isn't throwing the bikes up onto rocks and
Yeah.
off the edge. We try and look after our bikes and kit.
That's right. So just say it again, if people need to find you, what website do you use it?
adysmith.co.uk, or you can go on the Betta UK website and you'll find us on there. So our website is on there. So just remember adysmith.co.uk.
To be honest, I really like it. It's probably the most fun I've had today.
Is it?
Yeah.
So
Just,
your
I
car's
don't know
been-
why. It's probably because I'm from a BMX background and I've got my back brake on left, on left hand. But the suspension's smooth, power output's really good. And to be honest, it's just a good bike, innit? You can have fun on it.
So you've been cutting around on the new Stark Varge
Yeah.
Enduro bike, and you didn't want to get off it, did you?
No, I didn't actually.
He's like, I asked for a go, and he's like, can I ride it back? Can I ride it back?
Yeah, we're good.
So you've had some fun on that, haven't you?
Yeah,
You
it's
do
good.
some jumps on it and everything, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Handles well, lands well.
And it's been out of us all day, hasn't it, today, riding
Yeah.
around?
It's good balance.
We've been on it all day. Literally everybody's been riding this bike all day. And how much battery have we got left?
18%.
18%, and that's done all day.
Yeah.
What are you saying, Andrew?
Love it.
Have you had a good day?
Yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic.
And what have you ridden all the bikes today?
Yeah, I've been on the 300 Betta, the 200 Betta, and this Stark Varge, and I loved all 3 really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm impressed with these, especially electric. I've only rode a couple of electric bikes.
Yeah.
Always said we were electric, but I'm very impressed.
Yeah.
Very impressed.
So, Joe, what bikes have you been riding today then?
So I've had to go on this one first. This was the 200 Betta.
Yep.
This is the other guy's bike who's got it set up for himself, so it's been lowered. He's got back 5, down 5 pegs on it, which you can tell, because I've never ridden one with them pegs on.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it was quite good. It puts a bit more weight over your back end.
Okay.
So your front lifts a bit better for getting over rocks
For
and
the
stuff.
extreme and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So this one was alright, but I'd say it was a little bit underpowered.
Yes.
But I did like the bike. But I'd gone X-Trainer.
Yep.
That was a good bike, plenty of power, but I just found the suspension wasn't the best.
Yes.
Bit high on front end, rebound was too much if you're going up high, steep hills,
Yep.
if there's a rock at top.
Yep.
So that was good apart from that.
You rode the.
And then the 300 I couldn't knock.
Yeah.
It's a good bike.
You like that
Plenty
one?
of power, good suspension.
Does that
Handles
tick all the
well.
boxes? Did you say the 300 RR?
Yeah, yeah. Ticks all boxes.
Yeah. And you
Definitely,
also
if I
rid
was going to buy one, I'd buy one of them.
the 300
myself.
RR.
Yeah.
And you also rid the 4-stroke as well, didn't you?
Yeah, 4-stroke. I'm not keen on 4-strokes, but for a 4-stroke rider, they are a good bike.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a crap bike at all. They are good bikes. I don't like 4-strokes.
Yeah.
But
And then you
plenty
rid
of power there.
Yeah, on the
The
4-stroke.
390,
That's one
yeah.
bike I didn't ride today, to be honest. with
Yeah.
you. I'm totally made up with the way the 2-strokes go.
Yeah.
And you also had a cut around on the Stark Varge as well.
And the Stark's done it for me, to be honest.
Yeah.
I've probably had more fun on that than any of them, but like I say, I'm from a BMX background,
Yes.
and that's more like a BMX ride
Yeah.
than a motorbike.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
With the brakes on the handlebars.
Brakes and just the handling of it.
Yeah. Do you think you just got to think less on them type of bikes?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Can't even put my finger on it.
I
But the handling on it, I can handle that a lot better than I can these.
yeah. So we got Paul Ady Smith in the house, and how are you feeling, bro?
All right, good. Enjoyed today.
Had some fun.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been real good.
You've had a good ride of a few different bikes.
Yeah, yeah. Stark Varge, 4-stroke Betta, 300 Betta, 200 which is mine.
Have you been swayed off for your 200?
I did like the 300 2-stroke.
You're humming, aren't you? Humming
Yeah,
around
well,
there,
yeah. I did like the 300 for the bit more extra power,
Yeah.
but the 200 is nice, small and nimble for me.
You're suited to it.
So yeah, we'll just see how Ravines goes this weekend.
Yeah, so what else? I was going to ask that. Where are you next? Where are we going to see you
Ravines.
next? You're at the
Extreme
Frontline
Ravines.
Ravines Extreme
ACU,
Enduro
yeah.
ACU round 4, I believe. Is that correct? Yeah. So
I'm
round,
the main sponsor for that as well.
and you are the main sponsor
Yeah.
for that as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
With EnduroTires.com. And can they get the tyres from you?
If they message me, yeah, prior, message me Friday, no later than 4 o'clock Friday.
So they're taking pre-orders on before the obviously day,
Yeah.
and you'll take your tyres up there for your people.
Friday 4 o'clock's the latest.
Are you changing tyres up there?
No,
You're not changing
but
tyres.
someone will be there if they want to change it.
Somebody will be able to change them off.
will change it.
That's right. Yeah, I met him up there a few years ago, pulling him up an hill, which is an absolute mega venue.
So,
Right?
yeah, oh yeah, it is, yeah.
Absolute, it is an absolute mega event.
Especially when it like this dry as well.
In relation to your tyres, it is massively important. Give them some advice in relation, not necessarily what manufacturer,
Yeah.
but what type of tyre and mousse would you use for that type of event?
Soft
And
tyre. Soft
soft-
tyre and soft mousse.
Soft tyre and soft mousse.
Yeah, and a new front. So you make sure your knobble's up front because you're doing a lot of off-camber stuff.
Right, I see.
Don't matter if it's 90-90 or 90-100 because there is obviously ruts there. So
Yeah.
I'm just using a 90-90 front.
Right.
So, but have a slack mousse and a slack soft tyre. Don't have it solid back tyre.
And that's right, because it's massively important. If you watch my vlog from round 3 at Cow, there were some riders that literally, they didn't even know what tyres they had on. They didn't know how old they were.
No.
One guy, I think his tyres were like 2 to 3 years old. I actually know the guy who we bought his bike off, and he's not changed them since. And he struggled like mad. So yeah,
It makes a hell of a difference.
it makes an hell of a difference, and it makes an hell of a difference to your day as well.
Yeah, it does.
When you're riding and you can ride in more comfortable, you just have a better ride all in all.
Yeah.
So, bro, it's been lovely to catch up with
Yeah,
you
been
today.
a good-
Nice to see you, and
enjoyed
we'll
it.
see you on the next one.
No problem.
Yes.
And our email address is offroadschools@hotmail.co.uk if you want to send us an email. Or better still, give me a call, 0777 941 8336. Cheers.
There you go, boys and girls. You've got his business number now. There is no excuse if you want to get out and come and check out this absolute next level landscape behind us. Obviously, it's an absolute scorcher of a day today. Absolutely beautiful. You couldn't ask or want for any more, right? Absolutely fantastic day. Great guy teaching you how to do technical maneuvers, how to ride from start to finish, and it's been an absolute fantastic day. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed the vlog, please comment, please subscribe, and we will see you on the flip side. Yes, yes.